So we just did a elimination question, or solution, I should say, with the variables having the same, one of the variables had the same coefficient, so it was easy to add or subtract. What happens if we have a situation like this, where we have, let's say, so here it's a little different because these don't add or subtract to 0, and these don't add or subtract to 0. Now, I can multiply this by 4 and this by 3, and they'll both be 12. Or I could multiply this by 5 and this by 2, and then they'd both be 10. So here's a little secret. It doesn't matter which I do, they will both work out and take me to the same answer. So you just eeny, meeny, miny, moe it and pick something. So I'm going to write down here my instructions like I always do. And I'm going to take equation 1 and multiply it by 4, and I'm going to take equation 2 and multiply it by 3. So I'm going to have 4 times all of that. So 4 times 3 is 12x, 4 times that is 8y, and 4 times that is 8. I'll call that equation 3. And then I'm going to multiply everything in this line by 3. So 3 times 4x is 12x. Of course, that's no surprise. We did this on purpose. Then I have to multiply this by 3 and this by 3. And now I have two equations where one of the variables has the same coefficient. So I can now add or subtract. If I add these, do I get nothing? No. 12x plus 12x is 24x. But if I subtract them, I get 0. So that's how I decide what I'm going to do. So I take equation 3, subtract equation 4, that's 0. 8 minus 15 is negative 7y. And 8 minus 36 is negative 28. So I divide both sides by negative 7. And of course, y is equal to negative over negative is positive. 7 goes into 28 4 times. Okay, so now I continue with substitution. So I'm going to sub that into, doesn't matter which, equation 1 or 2. Now you might be wondering, could I sub into equation 3 or 4? You can, but here's the thing. If you made a silly mistake with your multiplying, you won't catch it if you sub into one of these. So if you want to make sure that you don't make any, if you made a mistake, if you're going to catch it, you have to sub into one of the two originals. Okay, so I'm going to sub 4 for y in here. So I've got 3x plus 2y equals 2, and y is equal to 4. So I've got 3x plus 8 equals 2. 3x equals negative 8 plus 2. 3x equals negative 6. Divide both sides by 3, and I have that x equals negative 2. So I subbed into 1, so now I'm going to check in 2. And yes, you are going to check all of your solving systems. That's what we do. So let's check in 2. Equation 2 is up here, right? 4x. Left side is equal to 4x plus 5y. And right side is equal to 12. Okay, and x is equal to, oops, I think I'm going to need to sharpen this pencil. 4x plus 5y. And x is negative 2, and y is 4. So I have negative 8 plus 20, and negative 8 plus 20 is 12. And as you see, those are the same. Therefore, left side equals right side, and the point xy is going to be negative 2, 4. Sometimes people don't pay attention. They write the y first and not the x. Well, if you don't want to get marks off your test, you'll pay attention to things like that. Just go slow. It's always better to take a few minutes longer to finish everything and just not be feeling rushed, not feeling like you made a ton of silly mistakes. That's the way to go, in my opinion.